right, so rather unexpectedly, Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed yet again. And this just came out today, or rather today as of this video recording, that they are delaying it from February 2025 to March. And there's some news and information I want to share with you guys because I do know some of the devs that are working on this project. And I just kind of want to go over what they shared with me in terms of like, hey, check this out. These are pretty cool details. So let's go over it. So the announcement said, "Dear players, we want to extend our heartfelt thanks to our incredible fans and dedicated teams for your unwavering support since our announcement in September to further refine and polish Assassin's Creed Shadows. Since November, we've been thrilled to share progress through gameplay overviews, and the overwhelming excitement has truly inspired us. Each week has brought valuable feedback from our community. While we already made remarkable strides, we believe a few additional weeks are needed to implement that feedback and ensure an even more ambitious and engaging day one experience. Accordingly, the new release date is March 20, 2025. Oh, it's like 5 days before my birthday. We remain committed to delivering a high-quality, immersive experience, fostered by ongoing dialogue between our players and development teams. We know you're eager to learn more about Assassin's Creed Shadows, and we're excited to share that more. Updates will be coming your way very soon." So on one hand, I think we can take it at face value and be like, okay, so they've seen feedback and they want more time to polish the gameplay or just the game in general out even more. I think that's fine. You know, I don't really think they need to rush yet another Assassin's Creed game out the door, especially for something that they have basically kind of marketed as a both a return to the more popular roots of what made Assassin's Creed, but also in terms of like actually advancing with the IP, which has felt stale or maybe like not really great in terms of gameplay itself. I mean, when we reviewed Assassin's Creed Mirage, that was one of the sticking points in terms of movement for me. It didn't feel great. They did try to market that as a return to the roots, but it kind of felt lacking in a lot of aspects. So I super appreciate it if they are taking the time to polish it and they are delaying it yet again. On the other hand, I think some people will look at this and be like, well, this might be a marketing thing. On one hand, you might be like trying to hype, you know, your consumer base up in terms of making sure that people are actually paying attention to this when it comes out, because just like 2023, just like 2024, 2025 is shaping out to be yet another busy year of games and game releases. So I think timing of this delay from the second month of this year to March, the third month, is going to hopefully put more eyes on this rather than maybe putting this out in a month where there's so many other games coming out. So there's two ways we can look at this. And there's also been some additional details that not a lot of people know about, which came out after this announcement. So apparently, their first expansion, Claws of Awaji, has been revealed to contain over 10 hours of additional content. Pre-purchase now to get a bonus mission in the upcoming Claws of Awaji expansion. The new description reads on their Steam page: travel to a new region, get over 10 hours of additional content, and unlock a new weapon type, skills, gear, and abilities. So pretty interesting that they've already kind of spun out a expansion with a minimum of 10 hours or so of content. Now I kind of want to share the information that was forwarded to me by some of the people that I know are working on this project. And I'm kind of curious because it's been such a hectic past 2 months, moving basically halfway across the country. And I haven't had a chance to really catch up on a lot of messages or even news. And we are also going to be covering Assassin's Creed Shadows as discussed in the previous video, especially from like more of a historian perspective. So I think one page over here goes over stealth gameplay overview, the upcoming stealth gameplay overview, and the combat gameplay overview. Okay, so a new stealth philosophy. Stealth gameplay in Shadows has been ambitiously overhauled in a few key areas. The most obvious change for AC players would be the lack of a companion eagle allowing you to scout ahead and map out the entire location. Interesting. In Shadows, players must rely on their main character's own senses and engage enemies in a more tactical moment-to-moment manner. And I'm kind of curious how that would work in a co-op setting, because they have said that they're going to make Assassin's Creed Shadows a co-op game, which is pretty unprecedented for the Assassin's Creed franchise. I mean, apart from the multiplayer modes for like AC Brotherhood back in the day, right? With PvP. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that works out. And both Naui and Yasuke have access to the new Observe mechanic, which delivers a fast and easy way to toggle additional information on the screen. So there's a video actually for this, and I kind of want to watch it. So in terms of the historical period, actually, this takes place after the Imjin War. So I'm kind of hoping I see maybe more accurate get-ups. So that seems mostly accurate, at least for these guys. I'm not sure about this guy. So this is the Observe mechanic. Interesting. Okay, and you can see a bunch of people in that building. Okay, all right. What is the next mechanic? Eagle Vision. So instead of a Eagle Companion, we're going to have Eagle Vision still. Allows her to highlight the position of enemies hidden behind walls and other objects and isolate any relevant sounds they make. It's a more dedicated stealth mechanic, encouraging Naui to slow down and take a moment to better visualize her enemies, including hiding spots. I'd imagine that Yasuke is going to be the more combat overview, while Naui over here is about stealth play. Okay, so this is basically kind of the similar mechanics as we've seen from previous AC installments. We have Shinobi moves hiding in the shadows for the first time, and this is actually one of the things that really caught my attention about this, past the whole, controversy for Yasuke, or people kind of focusing on things that I feel like are relevant to consumers or actual the gaming experience of this game. That lighting and weather will actually affect what you do or what you can't do in Assassin's Creed. So hiding in the shadows, for example, will make you invisible to enemies. During nighttime, any pocket of shadow becomes a dynamic hiding spot in which you can progress without being seen, which applies to both interiors and exteriors. And with a seasonal, kind of like with a season model in the game, with winter, fall, and so forth, and of course a day and night cycle, that's going to be pretty interesting, especially with some of the things we've seen about the underwater mechanic where you can go underwater. So that's pretty cool. Staying low while Naui is fast, sprinting while you're attempting to be stealthy in a highly populated environment can be risky. The sound of footsteps will alert guards who will spot you almost instantaneously. In general, standing up increases your visibility. Okay, so basic crouching mechanics. Crouching is effective indoors, minimizing the sound of nightingale floors, specifically designed floors that creak whenever someone steps on them. Interesting. So this is just walking. Oh, you can actually... That's a very loud squeak. Slight difference. Well, huge difference. I love how you can see the audio emanating from the footsteps. That's pretty cool. Going prone. Okay, so I'm trying to remember in all the AC games we played, and we played basically every one of them, including the mobile ones, and I think there was a mobile ones. I'm trying to remember if we could go prone. I don't think so. Not if there were. I'm not. For some reason, it's not coming to my mind. It's probably a brain fart. So we can, they are the first characters in the AC series to be able to go prone. So that's pretty cool. Reduces your visibility. Both of them can go prone. You can roll to the side, front, or back. I think movement-wise, this might be probably the smoothest AC, hopefully, yet. I know a lot of us really did like the movements from like Unity or even like the AC2, so this is going to be pretty interesting to see and how it interacts with the environment in the game. Okay, not bad. The Shinobi and Assassin Arsenal. Okay, so she has a smoke bomb, Shinobi bells, which are designed to distract enemies, kunai, throwing knives, shuriken, star-shaped throwing weapons that momentarily stun enemies. There's new ways to hide and kill. She can squeeze through tiny wall cracks. She can hide inside small storage spaces and boxes in order to get drop on her enemies. Of course, they're going to be bringing back double assassinations. Equipping the Tanto as one of your main weapons and unlocking dedicated skill, you can eliminate 2 enemies staying next to each other at once with your hidden blade, whether from the ground or from the air. Okay, so grabbing enemies. Interesting. There's another mechanic here. We don't kill them instantly. Okay, so we choke him out. Knockout. Okay. Fair enough. And this is not all. While we cannot cover everything in this article, there will be more stealth opportunities. Interesting. There will be swift assassinations through shoji doors, falling stalactites, distracting guards during the winter, like icicles. Okay, interesting. Enemies will respond in ways that make your life more difficult when you make mistakes. Servants are a new type of non-lethal enemy that will alert guards upon seeing you. Okay. While they can't fight, their ability to call for reinforcements and raise alarms make them just as threatening as enemies who can. And servants have their own patrol routes. Then there's going to be castles and fortresses. Different districts exist. Each has their own individual arenas. Suspicion investigation mechanics. We have samurai behavior. Let's see. Samurai cannot be assassinated when caught in a smoke bomb. Instead, they'll quickly evade the smoky area. So they're trying to make the NPCs a bit more intelligent here. This contrasts with the Ashigaru soldiers or the servants who can be assassinated in smoke. Samurai are also more prone to deny assassination. So similar mechanics we've seen from like AC Odyssey, AC Origins, and AC Valhalla with the more elite mobs. They can even slice bushes when searching for you, which removes options to hide. Okay. Assassinations denied. Okay. And then there's a clip here as well. I'm going to see an assassination get denied because that was highlighted yellow. So there's a chance of being denied. Oh, nice. The movements look very fluid, honestly, compared to prior installments. Or some of the prior installments. Stealth and Yasuke. Okay, so Yasuke has stealth as well, although he's still, built for direct close quarters combat. So he's going to be stealthy with a bow. So he's a ranged stealth option with Yasuke. Which makes sense if he wants to have stealth, but he's a big guy walking around. Alright, so we have the combat overview, and this is the last part of the video here. We have some of the offensive basics, such as light attacks, heavy attacks, and posture attacks. So charged attacks to significantly increase its damage output. A posture attack can be held indefinitely, allowing you to adjust your distances or change targets. Okay, interesting. So we're going to see an example here. And this probably relates to like a combo system, right? If you have light attacks, heavy attacks, and posture attacks, then you're going to have a combo system. Okay. Interesting. This is breaking their guard. Vulnerable state. I say, okay, they can be dealt devastating damage during that window of time, I guess, where they're staggered. Defense basics we can do. We can dodge, we can parry, deflect. A very big staple of the Assassin's Creed games is to parry. Let's see. Yasuke's parry mechanic happens on a straight line. When the parry is successful, the enemy bounces back, opening themselves to counterattacks. In short, Yasuke does not back down and does not concede terrain. Naoi's deflect mechanic requires similar timing, but sees her pivot to either side of the enemy, deflecting their attacks away from her. But it also means Naoi opens herself up to surrounding enemies, pushing you to always stay alert. And there's going to be block as well. Okay. Now he's just, yeah, very, very interesting that they're trying to really divide the playstyles here. Okay, block is unique to Yasuke, allowing him to turtle up behind his weapon, except for unstoppable attacks. Skills and abilities can be acquired and learned throughout your journey to further develop your combat repertoire. Okay, some of these are active abilities that are triggered manually in combat to deal more damage. Interesting, and they'll have more details about the progression later. So here's something with a Naginata. You can tell they're also kind of trying to step away in terms of the aesthetics, away from like Ghost of Tsushima a little bit in terms of like the coloring. I don't know if anyone noticed that like brief flash with the black and white. So that's pretty cool. Two protagonists. Okay, and then we're gonna have weapons. Now he's gonna have access to a katana, which also has a video here. Oh, okay. Those are pretty satisfying sounds. The kusarigama, okay. The ball and chain. Kusarigama. Okay. Kanto and Hidden Blade. And this more of a light attacking build, probably. Yep. Oh, was he acting injured after that? It seems so. It seems like he's getting tired. Like he's got his head ducked and he's trying to get back up. Interesting. Okay, and Yasuke's got the long katana, which we've seen several times at this point in these clips. Okay. And then we have the naginata and the kanabo, which is the club. And we have, well, there's no clip for that, interestingly. But I think there is a clip of it in the trailer. In the Yumi bow, we've seen a clip of that. The Teppo rifle. So basically an arquebus. Yeah. Okay, know your enemy. There's outlaw. Okay, here's some enemy types. There's outlaws. There's Ashigaru soldiers. There's the Ronin. Master of the Samurai. We have the Samurai with the Samurai Daisho. We have the Guardians, and we also have some descriptions of some of their attack patterns, depending on which one you mean. I'm assuming this one's a Ronin right here. And they also have their own defensive actions, in addition to kind of like their efforts to add on to their intelligence, I guess, in reaction to player attacks. Okay, that was a flurry attack by the enemy. Assuming unstoppable attack. Okay, so just like 2 examples. You know, like, not gonna lie, these animations look pretty great. But yeah, that's basically it. I just wanted to share with you guys in terms of the update for AC Shadows. So again, it's not coming out February. It's coming out March 20th. It's got a 10-hour, at least a 10-hour DLC coming out after its release. It's got a co-op mode being talked about. It's got all these things that they want to implement in the game that is causing these delays, which I'm sure is probably a tough thing to do, especially as a developer on the ground, because I'm sure, you know, with so many of the issues and the corporate kind of warfare going on behind the scenes at Ubisoft, which we made videos about this past, I think, 2 months. I think they're probably getting pressured pretty hard by the executives and the C-suite to like immediately release this game so they can see what kind of like profits or money they can get. But yeah, I mean, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys later.